Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Start It Sunday. Today I'm joined again with career coach Emily Golden. Hey Emily, how are you today?
I'm great, Rebecca. Thanks for having me back. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we've had such a phenomenal response from our audience who really want you to help them answer these tough career questions. And I won't lie, the list was pretty extensive, but we went in, handpicked some of the top ones, and we'll dive right in. And these are, as you said, juicy questions. So here we go. The first one is from Lindsay R. in Austin, Texas. And Lindsay says, I've been trying to advance in my career, and I feel like it keeps getting stalled, whether it be working for startups or I have a boss who hinders it from happening. Any advice?
So this question is multi-layered, of course. I would love to know, Lindsay, what do you mean by it keeps getting stalled? So first off, what exactly does forward momentum in your career look like? Let's start by having you define that. Forward momentum looks like I am getting promoted. I reach a certain level in terms of title, in terms of responsibility. I am leading people. I am making X dollars. What is the measure that would have you know that you're moving forward? Secondly, there's an element to your question that has me wondering about you say your boss is hindering your growth or hindering your development. Startups are hindering your development. You're being stalled. So I'm always curious when someone asks about other people or other influences holding them back. What can the individual themselves be responsible for? And this is not an easy ask, but I would have you, Lindsay, take a look at how are you actually responsible for moving yourself forward and not moving yourself forward. So when you say your boss is hindering you from moving forward, what exactly is happening? And how might you be able to, in relationship with your boss, create a breakthrough for yourself? Oftentimes, it's a breakdown in communication that leads to someone feeling like they're being held back or they're not progressing as fast as they would like. So the places that I would look is to get super clear on what it means to move forward and then start to take action sufficient to achieve that goal. And secondly, to look on your side of the street and take responsibility instead of being, and I'm going to use the word, it's a little edgy, but victimized by the circumstance. What can you do to take responsibility? What does it look like to get into a relationship with your boss and really make it clear what your needs are and ask for support?
I also love that question just because there is such an accountability piece to that. And advancing in your career does require you to ask for that raise and you to take action and really try to move yourself forward. And it's tough to do, right? It's tough to self-promote in a way.
It's really tough to do. And we all have a responsibility to be the drivers of our career. Gone are the days where we just sat back and waited for that promotion to happen to us. Look at yourself as the generator of your career, the generator of opportunities, right? If you are feeling like you're being passed over, you are being neglected, you are being devalued, what can you take responsibility for? From responsibility, there's ownership. And from ownership, there's power.
That was a very powerful piece of advice. So next question. I know you love this question. I love it too. It's great. It's from Tara A. in White Plains, New York. And she says, what's the most important thing a leader can do for their team?
On the flip side of the question that was asked by Lindsay, I love this question, Tara, because let's say Lindsay's boss be doing, right? What can a leader be doing to support their team? Listen, really listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So Leaders who listen have better relationships with their team members. When you ask a question, listen to the answer. You likely have an assumption about what the answer is. Pause, check the assumption, and wait for the person to respond. There's so many different things that we can do as leaders to connect with our team and to lead powerfully. And if I had to boil it down to one, it would be to really listen. People can feel when they are heard.
I think that's one of the most underrated values that people can possess. You never learn anything by talking. That's just how it goes. Next question comes from Kate A. in San Francisco. And Kate says, what's the appropriate way to deal with a manager struggling with basic tasks expected from any manager level role? How can I help her improve without being a jerk? Is it even my place to do so?
This question, Kate, has me so curious. So is this person a peer? Is this person your manager? Is this person someone who reports into you? Right? The answer might change. And what kind of relationship do you have with this person? It sounds, based on your question, like you are concerned about this individual's challenges and that they're struggling and that you want to help. It also sounds like there's some expectations you have on your end of the basic tasks that are expected from any manager level role. I'm curious where those expectations come from. Are those expectations that have been clearly outlined? And again, depending on your role, if this is your manager and your manager is struggling with basic expectations of his or her, or in this example, it's a she, her role, there's a beautiful opportunity for you to take a leadership role, and to ask your manager how you can support her, to express your concern, to say, hey, I'm noticing that it looks like you're struggling in X, Y, and Z area. What do you need? How can I support? Maybe this person just doesn't know how to ask for help. Maybe this person thinks that you don't have enough bandwidth or time or resources to be able to step in. So I would really open the dialogue. If this person is your peer, I would also have a conversation. Hey, I'm noticing this. What do you need? How can I support? Perhaps you can educate that person on some of the tactics that you've used as a manager, as a leader, and make yourself just open your heart, be vulnerable about your own struggles. There's a humanity in that, right? So create that dialogue that way. And then lastly, if this is someone that reports into you, absolutely there's a development opportunity to bring the conversation. I notice you're struggling. What's going on? Help me to understand. What do you need? How can the organization support you? What I would watch is, in any of these conversations, is the judgment, the assumption, the expectation, right? Every leader has skills, there's a reason that person was promoted. And sometimes it's really just about having that conversation and bringing something to the awareness. This might be something in that leader's blind spot. So bring the conversation forth. And I like how you said, without being a jerk. It's easy to get kind of righteous, like, hey, you're not doing your job the way you're supposed to. Just watch that and bring your humanity.
I think the key word in that response that you had, Emily, was opportunity, and turning somewhat of a challenging situation into one that has opportunity. So I think that was very key there to take away. Last question from Eric P. in New York, New York. How do you make yourself stand out to potential employers?
Another juicy question. So how do you make yourself stand out? Be a standout human. Be more of who you are, and you will stand out to the right employer. The last thing we want you to do is try to stand out to the wrong employer because you're searching for a job and you're supposed to stand out. We don't want you winding up in the wrong organization, in the wrong role, right? So how do you make yourself stand out? Be more of who you already are. Use the time, if you are unemployed, to do some deep reflective work. Get to know who you are. My book, The New Golden Rule, talks about gives so many different examples of self-awareness exercises where you can go out and talk to other people and get really critical information about yourself that you might not even realize. Be more of who you are. Stop trying to fit into the mold of how you are supposed to be, because you are unique and you have your own special gifts. And when you can really own that, you're going to show up powerfully for the right employer. And if you're not the right fit, you're going to know that. And that's actually beautiful. There are opportunities out there for you.
All about authenticity. I love it. Thank you, Emily. This has been so rich and rewarding and so full of inspiration. So thank you again for joining us.
You are more than welcome. Thanks for having me, Rebecca.